Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Birdman here. I'm going to give you what I hope is a quick review for the film that I just got out of the theater watching, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So the synopsis is that a few years after Kong has settled in Hollow Earth at the end of Godzilla vs. Kong, King Kong has been searching for signs of others like him. He's obviously been unsuccessful and has been battling other large monsters in Hollow Earth. I kid you not, he has a problem with his tooth and it needs to be extracted. This causes him to go up to the surface, which alarms the humans because Kong and Godzilla have a tentative agreement. Kong rules Hollow Earth, and Godzilla's territory is the surface, where he's been killing any Titan that shows up. Upon returning to Hollow Earth, Kong stumbles upon a lower level where he runs into a few other giant apes who, of course, immediately attack him. This leads Kong to the lair of the Scar King, an incredibly nimble orangutan-like ape who's relatively on par with Kong. Their resulting fight leaves Kong disfigured, and Kong retreats while the humans hatch a plan to lure Godzilla into the fight. So, right off the bat, I enjoyed this movie. There weren't too many issues with it that I can just point out. It moved at a really good clip, the pace was great. The action was really, really good. I guess the only real negative for me is the ending, but I'll get to that in a sec. So the star here is obviously King Kong. Just like Godzilla versus Kong, Kong is the protagonist of the film. When you're talking about the Titans, he's the guy that you're following most of the film, and Godzilla he's in that morally gray area where he's, a little on the ambiguous side. He's an anti-hero. He's not an anti-villain. He's an anti-hero where he does somewhat bad things for a good reason. And the film doesn't really focus on him a lot. You see him in the background. He's doing things. He's fighting other Titans. And those scenes are very interesting, but they're kind of over really quick. And that could be a negative to Godzilla fanboys. For the people that are like me, who are King Kong stans, this is the movie for us. So as I said, he is the protagonist of the film, and the human characters that we follow are from King Kong's side. You have the deaf girl and then her guardian, which are characters from the last movie. And we do get Brian Tyree Henry, who was Team Godzilla in the last movie, and he's on the team, and they all go into Hollow Earth together. And I thought their dynamic worked really well. I don't really have too many issues. Brian Tyree Henry's character, though, was, God, I don't want to say useless. He wasn't useless. He had a use. He had utility. But after they go into Hollow Earth, his character's just kind of there. And the whole reason that he was asked to be on the mission kind of just poofs into the script, into the script ether. The reason he's there is just we need Brian to be here because he's gonna be the funny guy, and he is funny. He's the comedic heart of the film, whereas the young girl is the heart of the film, the emotional stakes. But yeah, that's probably the only problem I have with the humans. I always complain about the humans in these films, but they're actually fine here. They were integral to the story. You couldn't really remove them from the story without, I don't know, taking a hit to the story as it was told, because, they're King Kong's point of contact. And, he and his people are the protectors of humanity. So you kind of have to have the humans there. And they were totally fine in this film. And I'm very well known for complaining about the humans in these films. My point is basically the scenes that involve the humans were actually quite interesting. If I talk about them too much, there's a huge spoiler, which I don't want to spoil the film for you, because I actually want you guys to go check this out. But they go to a place and some crazy things happen, and there's a lot of colors, and it's just really cool and fun and interesting. And it's not like the last movie where I didn't really give a shit about the humans, and I just wanted to see King Kong and Godzilla fight. And that movie did deliver that. And this movie delivers on its premise, which I won't spoil because there's a lot of things that actually happen in this film, and I think some surprises as well. For King Kong stands, I do believe they did the character justice. He's just an awesome character. I'm sorry, Christians, but humans are an ape species, so we kind of, have empathy for the apes that you see in the film. And especially King Kong, like that's why he resonates, I think, so much with people. He's like a big human out there, and he's just doing very human like things, and you just love him. It's just a big teddy bear gorilla, and he's out there kicking ass, and you're just totally rooting for him every single time. It's just, King Kong gets done justice in this film. On the flip side, I do think the film is slightly lacking for Godzilla fans, but Godzilla fans have been eating very well recently. We just got -1, and that movie absolutely banged, and Godzilla is dope here too. The film just doesn't give you, I think, enough of him to satiate people that are watching this film for Godzilla specifically. He's cool, he's doing cool things, it's just not a lot. The film focuses far more on King Kong, which I personally enjoyed. Another star of the film is just like Hollow Earth. Like, it's far more fleshed out here. It's very, very interesting. There are a lot of different creatures that you'll see. There are a couple of fights that you'll see with King Kong versus these other creatures that are very visually interesting, and it's just not boring. You're watching these fights, and it's so many of them, you might think like, oh, I'm going to be numb to this. And it's just like, no, it's just very interesting. There was one, though, that they cut from that I kind of didn't like. I wanted to see it because I'm like, what the hell did he do here? And I'm talking like King Kong fighting something. I won't ruin what it is, but he's fighting something, and they cut from it, and then they show him having won. And I just would have liked to have seen that. But yeah, I really can't talk about Hollow Earth too much because ton of spoilers, but it is fully realized. It is beautiful. It's a lot of fun. It reminded me a lot of Jurassic Park in a few scenes. Like, there's one scene with an outpost, and it felt very Jurassic Park. Maybe I'm the only one that's going to get that feeling, but if you watch this film, let me know in the comment section if you got that same feeling that I did. So obviously a lot of you know that King Kong and Godzilla are going to team up to fight the Scar King in this film. That was just like in the trailer. That's not a spoiler, but there are a lot of things that like lead up to that I think are very, very interesting. And there's like a lot of lore here that I think people will appreciate. But the climax of the film is probably the biggest negative for me. Now, the climax of the film is very good. I do think the fight scene that we get is fairly well done. Everything is like in frame. There's a lot of little things going on here and there that you might have to watch this movie twice to catch all of, because like I was sort of in the front of my theater, so I was like looking around and I could see like a lot of different things going on, and I'm like, man, I gotta watch this the second time because I'm pretty sure there's some things that I missed because there was a lot going on in these fights. But the climax, while really good, I felt like the very end of the fight kind of, God, it ends without a lot of flair. And I think watching films like Endgame has spoiled me, where that film was very satisfying at the end, and we got Captain America picking up Mjolnir, and Iron Man doing the snap, and Thor getting his rematch. There was just like, it hit every beat that it needed to hit, and then some, where like other films, they just don't measure up to that. And I know this is just a completely unfair comparison, but I mean, it's Godzilla and King Kong teaming up to fight. Like you just kind of expect there to be a big bombastic fight, and it is, but just the conclusion of the fight is anticlimactic in a way that I think brings it down a bit, just for me personally. The film is totally fine. It's really fun. It moves well. You're not going to have too many complaints about this film. It's a popcorn movie. It feels like a summer blockbuster, but you know, in spring. There's not too much I can say about it. I do recommend people go check it out. I think it's fun for the whole family, even though there was this lady next to me. She brought a baby into the theater that was crying like the first half. Fortunately, the baby tuckered themselves out and went the fuck to sleep. But don't bring babies, bring your kids. I think you guys will have a really good time at the movies. My final rating for this film is going to be a B. And the reason I'm giving it a B is, again, I think the film's climactic battle ends anticlimactically. I just wish there was more there. And for those of you who are wondering if there's anything after the credits, I stayed. There is nothing. My theater kind of went crazy. They were, oh, fuck, you know what? Where's Space Godzilla? I literally heard that, like, no bullshit. Somebody said that, and I was like, that's what you were expecting? That they didn't promise that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I do hope that you go check this film out, because please support theaters right now. They're dire straits, and it sucks. A lot of films aren't doing very well, you know, due to the strike. And now that that's over, I just wish people are able to go support movies that I think should be supported. I do think this is one of those films that should be supported. It's not high art. It's not, you know, Godzilla -1. It's not that. It's a very popcorn, pulpy, actiony type of film with a lot of roaring and a lot of kick-ass moments. And I think that is fun. Like, if you want to go to the theaters and have fun, this is the movie for you. Don't go see Ghostbusters. That one was not as fun as this one. So please go check it out if you have a chance. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This has been your friendly neighborhood Birdman, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.